NBA playoffs continue on Tuesday night. Game 2s continue on Tuesday night. We have 3 Game 2s on Tuesday, and I'm going to break all 3 games down for you with free play, side, total, player props, free analysis for all 3 games Tuesday night in the NBA playoffs coming up right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV, and have a common theme with all 3 games on Tuesday night that the loser of Game 1 got blown out, really never in it, all big double-digit losses. So will the zigzag be in full effect here for Game 2s now? Well, in general, Game 2s work pretty well for the zigzag, especially road dogs, but it always works better with quality teams. And we're going to go through here in start time order. Let's start with the Milwaukee Bucks, Indiana Pacers. And Milwaukee is hoping to get Damian Lillard back. He missed Game 1. He is on the injury report as questionable to probable here, so we'll have to make sure he's back in the lineup. Obviously, that will help them as their starters. The Greek outscored the rest of the starters like on a 3-to-1 ratio in Game 1, and that was part of the reason Milwaukee lost by 19. And if you're a Milwaukee Buck fan, you got to be a little bit worried too, because with Lillard back in the lineup, will there be a disruption in chemistry? Will he be at his A game if he returns? They need his three-point shooting, no question about it. Milwaukee had 4 less threes. They were minus 12 from three-point range, but Indiana still won the game by 19 overall, led by as many as 28 points. It was a blowout. In fact, they were up by 17 heading into the fourth quarter. As far as the box score here, let's dig a little deeper. One thing that jumped out to me was that Tyrese Halliburton for the Pacers, despite the fact the Pacers won by 19, he was 0 for 7 from three-point range. So that's another thing you've got to be a little bit worried about if you're a Milwaukee fan. I do think the Bucks are in a decent bounce-back spot here. I rate these two teams pretty equal overall, and I do think the zigzag works in this one. Line opened as high as 6. It's now down to 4, and some of that is because it looks like Lillard is expected to return. Over-under open 225.5. It's up to 229. Once again, a little bit of a premium with Lillard maybe back in the lineup. I do like the over in this game. Both teams play fast. Both offenses, I think, hold the edge. Team totals could also be worth a look in this one. Both Milwaukee team total and Indiana team total over. And since I lean towards the Bucks to bounce back off the loss, I think the Bucks team total over would make a lot of sense in this one. As far as player props, as I mentioned, Halliburton 0 for 7 from 3, and he was just 3 for 6 from 2-point range. So he was 3 for 13, just 10 points, but he had 12 assists. Halliburton assist prop and point prop over. If one doesn't hit, the other one normally does. I think they both could hit in this game if it's high scoring. So I do like Tyrese Halliburton props over. Both assist and points should be worth a look in this one. Giannis once again had 36 points. The other 4 starters had 14 points. Prince and Kuzma did not score, so they do need Lillard back. Keep an eye on the injury report, and we'll see if he returns. But I think Milwaukee team total over does make some sense here in Game 2. Also like those Halliburton props over as well. By the way, that's the 7 o'clock Eastern game on NBA TV, because as you know, Indiana Pacers are always the redheaded stepchild in the playoffs. They never get the spotlight games. They played the early game last weekend on Saturday, and now they play the NBA TV game at 7 Eastern Tuesday night. Next game, 7:30 Eastern, is on TNT, and wow, maybe Memphis should be the redheaded stepchild. They lost by an NBA record 51 points in Game 1 on Sunday. Obviously, it was a terrible spot for them. Cleveland also blew out Miami, the other 8 seed, playing on 1 day's rest and travel. So we'll give the Grizzlies a little bit of a pass for that terrible effort, but the question now becomes, are they enough of a quality team where they can bounce back? As I said earlier, the modified zigzag is what we look to use here in the postseason. That means quality teams off a loss, and Oklahoma City is the best team in the league. No question about it this season. They've been dominant. Several more wins than either Cleveland or Boston, so they were without doubt the best team in the NBA this year, and their net rating also was pretty incredible. On the season, their net rating was 12.7. Boston and Cleveland were like 9.5. Minnesota actually had the 4th best net rating. We'll talk about them in a moment. They're at +5. So that's how good the Thunder were this season. But guess who had the 6th best net rating in the NBA this year? Yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies. In fact, if you look at the Western Conference, they had the 4th best net rating in the Western Conference. So maybe they are a quality 8 seed here. And, look, if you're going to ever bounce back, you have to come back off a 51-point loss. And it's not just that the Grizzlies bounce back, but got to figure the Thunder might overlook them a bit here after that easy win in which they led by 56 points. I think the NBA playoff record was a 58-point win. They didn't quite get there. They were trying, though. Actually outscored Memphis by 2 in the fourth quarter, and they won by 51, which was a Game 1 record. Other thing I'll point out is that this line is really inflated now. The Game 1 line, even in the terrible travel spot with just 1 day of rest for Memphis, was 13. Now we look at this line. It opened 14. It's sitting 14.5 now. So the spot is definitely better, in my opinion, for Memphis here in Game 2. It was a terrible spot in Game 1. That's why they got blown out. Yet the line is a 1.5 higher. No matter how you cut it, this line should not be this high. If you look at the regular season numbers, it probably shouldn't even be double digits. As I mentioned, Memphis is the 6th best net rating in the league. They're better than the typical 8 seed. So yes, Oklahoma City is great. Yes, they could win by margin again, but the value is with the Memphis Grizzlies in this game. I'd either play Memphis or pass if I was you at plus 14.5. Total open 230 down to 229.5. Can't take too much away from the box score in Game 1. Obviously, when you get blown out by 51, nothing's working. Memphis was just 6 for 34 from three-point range, 17.5%. One thing you do have to be a little concerned about if you're a Memphis backer or a Memphis fan is that Thunder won by 51 points, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, only had 15 points and was 1 for 7 from 3 and only 4 for 13 from the field. Ugh. And they still won by 51. That's how good this Thunder team is. SGA player props over. His points over might be worth a look, as I think he probably bounces back. That also would be a nice little hedge maybe in case they do take care of business again. So I like the Grizzlies with the inflated line, but you can hedge that a bit with an SGA player prop over total points, as he only had 15 in that blowout win. And by the way, he only played 23 minutes, so a little misleading, but he didn't shoot well. 1 for 7 from three-point range. Once again, no Thunder starters played more than 26 minutes. So once again, not too much we can take away from the box score. In fact, no Memphis starters played more than 29 minutes. So I'm not going to get too deep in that. The blowout really kind of skews the overall results. But I do think this line is too inflated. I like Memphis at plus 14.5 in Game 2. All right, your final game also on TNT is your 10 o'clock Eastern late night game. Just a quick reminder, 7 days for $77. Football, baseball, and basketball. It's all sports. No football yet. I'm getting excited. Baseball and basketball all sports combo. 7 days for $77. This tonight on Tuesday is your last chance to do that. That 7-day special expires at midnight tonight on Tuesday. So if you haven't locked up a 7-day sampler for $77, check it out now. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. No promo code needed. Gets both the NBA and the MLB each and every day. All right, 10 o'clock Eastern TNT. Timberwolves, Lakers. I thought the Lakers were in a good spot in Game 1. They got blown out of the gym. Looked like a good spot. They were up by 7 after the first quarter. And then they got outscored by 18 in the second quarter and the wheels fell off. I think they somewhat quit. Don't expect that here in Game 2. I think this is a good bounce-back spot for the Lakers. But we're paying a premium now. Game 1 was 4.5. This line opened 5. It's up to 5.5. Even 6 is now starting to show in some spots. But I do agree with that move. Lakers or pass for me in this game on Tuesday night. And look, both teams are solid teams. As I mentioned earlier, Minnesota, the 4th best net rating in the league this year. Lakers net rating was only 14th. Of course, a little misleading. The Lakers sack guys didn't have Doncic the whole season. But my point is, Minnesota, once again, is a dangerous dog. However, I think this is an evenly matched series still. I like LA at some matchups overall. And off the blowout loss, I do think this is a good zigzag bounce-back situation now in Game 2. As far as player props, it's hard to contain both Doncic and LeBron in the same game. I think you could probably, throughout this series, continue to play them both over their player total prop. And at worst, you're going to go 1-1. That's what happened in Game 1. Doncic had 37. LeBron had just 19, but he was only 1 for 5 from three-point range. I look for LeBron to bounce back. He only had 3 assists as well. So LeBron assist over, points over. Perhaps the greatest player of all time. When you're coming off a subpar game, always look for them to zigzag and bounce back. Now, he is in his 40s, right? So maybe he's over the hill. Not yet. We'll see what happens. By the way, this series isn't over. LeBron in his career, when he loses Game 1, his teams have gone 12-11 still in those series. When they win Game 1, they've gone 29-2. So that would have been an incredible win for the Lakers. They're now down 0-1, but this series is definitely not over. I think the Lakers tied up and make it 1-1. A little bit of an inflated line, but I would still lay it. If you're going to play it, I would look at LeBron props over as well, as I expect him to bounce back and have a big game on Tuesday night. All right, there you go. 3 games, big card on Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I'm going to keep doing a quick hitter, right? As I'm handicapping these games, I'm going to make these videos every day to let you know what I'm looking at, and you can chime in as well. Drop some comments below. I read all the comments. I reply back. And if you have some opinions, include those as well. Hey, drop some analysis. Let's learn and earn and win together here on Wager Talk TV. And if you want to keep seeing me do every NBA playoff game every day, quick hitter fashion like this, thumbs up, like, positive comment below, and I will keep it coming. Make sure you click subscribe and you click that bell as well for an instant alert so you know when these free play videos are posted each and every day. And once again, if you want to try my personal best bets, the games I'm actually using my clients are getting each and every day for both baseball and basketball, Hey, 7-day sampler is still available for just $77. It expires tonight on Tuesday at midnight. 7 days for just $77. No promo code needed. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. You can get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. Don't forget also, this is a great time of the year to be playing all sports. If you want to try the 1-week sampler, great time to do so. But if you're ready to take a long-term, consistent investment approach, how about using promo code SM365 on the 1-year all access? That's an instant $811 discount. Gets it down to exactly $3 a day, about $1 a play. That's every NBA playoff game, the rest of the baseball season through the World Series, all of next year's college and pro football seasons, all of next year's college basketball seasons through March Madness, all of next year's NBA regular season, this year's playoffs, and a little bit of baseball next year as well, the rest of this year's baseball. This is a great time to get on board and start taking a true 1-year investment approach. And the other reason, we were incredible last year starting at this point with the NBA playoffs. In fact, the next several months were just record-breaking last year in 2024. In fact, we had doubled our bankroll by the end of August, up to over 100 units by the end of August last year in 2024, and I'm looking to do it again in 25. Get on board right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and if you're ready to take a true investment approach to sports betting, use promo code SM365 on the 1-year all-access pass for an instant $811 discount, which gets it down to $3 a day, $1 a play. Look, you don't have to memorize the special offers. Take your time, go to my page, see which one works best for you. No matter which package you choose, every client gets the exact same plays I'm personally using each day. I've been doing this for 29 years as a full-time professional handicapper since 1996. It's now my 29th NBA playoffs. 4 decades I've been winning consistently. And if I have a game, my clients get it as well. I'm very selective, 2 to 3 plays per day on average, which means that last cut, the game that just misses out, is pretty strong as well. And guess what? I post that as a free play for you, a bonus opinion each and every day on my page. So once again, check out the daily free play. Check out the special offers, whether it's the 1 week for $77 or the 1 year with the SM365 discount promo code that gets it down to about $1 a play. Every client gets the same plays that I am personally using each day. Let's win together and treat this as a true investment approach. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get to my page quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. Also, follow me on social media at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to Wager Talk TV because you know there's more free play videos coming up next.